Are we live? All right, let's take. Yep, we are live. Perfect. 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 Rise. Good. Perfect. Okay. Got the notification. This is now with the new setup. I have to do some finagling to be able to get to everything. Also, there's a very bright light shining on the screen because of the way the setup is done. But hopefully it looks way better. Here's the stream tweet. Is and paste. Okay. So, should be good now. Activity feeds up. Oh no, light. Little sounds good. So many things in front of me. Really hard to type. Backspace is over here. If you ever message me in the middle of a stream on any platform and go, hey, why hasn't he responded yet? This is why. All right, so you might have noticed things have moved again. We have a new setup for the building streams, which means we have a new setup for the painting streams. Now things are different on the painting streams than they are on the building streams. There's now a light right here, so fun shadows can happen. This camera is right here, focused in bright and focused on the mini we're going to be painting. Makes it a lot easier to see the changes we're doing. And then this camera is, of course, up here right next to me. So I got a lot of things in front of me right now. But we got our new Apothecary White. We're going to try and finish up this sister that we messed up last time. And give everybody just another minute or so. File in here. I think I've got everything ready. Do need to finish mixing our Apothecary White. I don't know if you can see how gray it still is in some places. So we have two options for that. We can make it over the full shake and bake, or we can open it up now that we've shaken it and see what we're looking at. It's actually looking pretty good. Yeah, that's already a lot more white than the previous one was. It's still got a lot of gray in it. It's a lot more white than it was. Probably hearing that on the mic. It's a fun sound. Definitely won't be taken out of context. Alright, so let's see if we can't fix up this sister. Now, because the new camera angles, it should be pretty easy for you to see what I'm doing. And the microphone shouldn't be too much in the way of the light. This is going to be difficult. We got to come back over the head with black too. I'm a little concerned about how well the paint's going to stick too after the stripper that I used to get that off. It still looks pretty gray. I'll be honest, I was definitely hoping for a thicker white. That's not. That's way more thickness than we wanted right there. Get my... I don't want that to pool. Our paper towel. Hey, Will. Alright. That was pooling there. Yeah, it's still a lot more gray than I wanted it to be. They just had to get a different white entirely. Or just do multiple coats. Because it's certainly a lot more gray. Thought it was gonna be. And for anybody who's like, well, Trey, why didn't you do more research? This is the color they say to use. Games Workshops themselves says to use for the white. It almost just seems like a wash more than a paint. I'm really not digging that Apothecary White at all. Maybe you just need some time to dry. I don't think so, but maybe. Either way, we'll paint the black and see. Oops. Oh boy. I may have to get a different white entirely. Thought it was just my mix on the old Apothecary White, but still looks like gray to me. White's always hard, yeah. All right, so now we need to get around the back of the helmet here. All right, what I figured we'll do is we'll touch up the parts we messed up with the black. And then we will redo the eyes, and then we'll probably just let her sit and see how that looks after she's had time to sit. Probably not ever going to be quite the same as she was, but you still want to fix the areas that got messed up. Yes, we can fix mistakes, but that doesn't mean they're gonna look good afterwards, you know? Just means we're gonna try. I understand this camera up here is just going to be getting my elbow mostly while we're doing this, but options are pretty limited. Well, that doesn't look too... Okay. Get the eyes, and then we can start on the next sister. And we'll let that Apothecary White sit, see if it looks okay. I don't think it's going to, honestly. I don't think it's ever going to look great, but, you know. I'll pick up another white, and we'll try that one. And it'll be a process of experimentation till we get it to work, you know? Okay. Now, for the eyes, we did the Blood Angels red, I believe. Just a dab of that, not much. Send it out first. Just a dab of it. Too low. I can't do this without bringing the light up on screen for all of you, but there is like a magnifying glass built into this light. Wish my hands didn't shake so much. Definitely tell their eyes there, but because of how much paint is on the head still, look a little warped. From a distance, you're not going to notice anything wrong. It's actually going to look pretty good, but up close. Let's do just a bit of touch up with that Apothecary White. I know we're probably going to wind up putting another white over top of it anyway, but you may say, Trey, we're spending too much time on this battle sister. We got to get to the next one. I don't even really disagree. Oh, that was definitely a mistake. I'm just making tons of them today. Twin Buster Rifle versus Twin Satellite Cannon? Well, Twin Buster Rifle is like gotta be stronger, right? Because of the effect that it has on the Wing Zero. Even though the Twin Satellite Cannon is incredibly powerful. Man, I am just not happy with this face at all. From below it doesn't look too bad, but from above, it looks pretty rough. I think we're probably gonna have to cut our losses with this sister. I don't think she's gonna get any better, no matter what we do. Ah, that upsets me so much. Worst part is you can't even really see what I'm talking about. I'll try and show you. Her eyes. Neither one of these cameras want to autofocus. See, from below it doesn't look too bad, but it just doesn't quite look right. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take just a little bit of this red. We're gonna try and fix the eye real quick, and if we don't succeed, we're gonna move on. That's what we're gonna do. Now it's autofocusing when I had fixed the focus before. It wouldn't do that. I definitely just made it way worse. I definitely just made it way worse. Alright, we're gonna leave her alone until we get a better white anyway. I'm just making her worse. Frazzled. I'm frazzled. Just wanted her to look good. Alright, we're gonna put her over here so we have her for a guide. We're gonna start on the Melta sister. Or on the Plasma sister, looks like. Oh, this is a Melta. Okay. Alright. I need to just not let it eat at me so much. It's gonna happen. We're gonna make mistakes. Literally the first battle sister we've ever painted. Alright. Go for the red of the sleeves. Started on this one. Started that sleeve there. Channel that I've been watching on YouTube called Eons of Battle. He can paint a model in like really well, like way higher quality than I do, in 14 minutes. Good as It's a tough call. I'm gonna say no, I don't think so. But I know there will be some people that would definitely argue that point. Now, how is it set to not autofocus? Why is it focusing on the paint? There we go. Brush. Leave. I'm I'm sure that guy's been painting for a lot longer than I have, but maybe one day I'll be able to paint a single model in 14 minutes. That'd be pretty great. Okay. Covers that. Next up, we're going to go ahead and use our other red, which is our Flesh Tearers red. Use it for the skirt. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think when it comes down to it, that's his plot armor is strong. On the plus side on that sister that I messed up on, at least she's looking down, so you'll never see how messed up she is. I really do like this Flesh Tearers red. How close it winds up looking to like a darker shade. I think if I was a little bit more experienced, I would probably try and mix in some purple with it. Like a dark purple. Just to really sell that shade. I think this looks pretty good. Also, I love the way this one's coat looks. At some point, I want to get into painting Gunpla too. Be able to make customs that way. Take a Zaku, prime it gray, and then paint it like a Scope Dog from Votones, you know? That'd be really cool. Zibanya does have more bits, and some of them are shield bits. Gun bits that can be shield bits, but I think when it comes down to Mr. Yamato, I don't think it's gonna matter. I'm gonna do a little fun trick here that I did with my Custodes, which is where I'm gonna put some of it a little bit thicker and some of it a little bit thinner so that it looks a little bit more weathered. Should give us a really interesting finish on it. Kind of like what we got on this one, where there are parts of it that look a little bit more beat up. And again, we're going to leave the white alone for now so we can get a different white, because that Apothecary white's just not cutting it. So I talked a little bit last time about the sisters and who they are and what they do. These are specifically from the Order of Our Martyred Lady, who followed a woman named St. Catherine. And they still take St. Catherine with them now, even though she's long dead, by carrying her tomb on a plinth, carrying it into battle to inspire them to fight harder. And it's a model you can get, known as the Triumph of St. Catherine. Oh, in this situation, Haros are controlling them? I think the Zibanya is a better machine, but Greg Freedom just has so much going on. Yeah, they take St. Catherine with them to inspire them, and also because people guarding her get like super cool relics. It's pretty nifty. This is going to be really hard to paint through. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. So that red bled into that from the brush. Trying to get in there to paint that. Some people say you should paint your models before you construct them, and I understand why. It's so stuff like this doesn't happen. Going well, Blunt Alibi. How about with you? Finished Gundam 79? Nice. OG Gundam's really good. Rungren finished it not that long ago, and we're almost done with Zeta now. Go. Edge of that. We got just a little bit of the red on the holy symbol there. Nazarick yellow should eat that, so it should be fine. Alright, and I think we're done with red now. A little bit more right up here in this corner. Side the folds down. 2 episodes in Zeta. Broke a dozen different main character rules that you just don't break. Yeah. That's true. Both the Savanya and the Strike Freedom have basically infinite. Yeah, Camille's something, man. I love him. I understand why a lot of people don't. He's kind of a jerk. And he's really angry all the time early on in Zeta. Oh, you offended me? Alright, well then I'm gonna steal a Gundam and try to kill you with it. Camille? I don't know about that one, Camille. Alright, let's start on black. There's a part of me that thinks that we should have just been doing each one of these, like the different colors on them as we went. We might start doing that in the future. For now, we're working on this lady right here. All right. From 0 to 60? Yeah, he goes straight to 100. 100%. Camille is just... he's something else. He has no chill, as some say. I don't think we got enough black on that brush. There we go. Don't want it to pool too much, but we do want it to stand out against the... Yeah! The end of OG Gundam is so good. Last shooting. I'm sending your sister to join you. It's very, very good. Gauntlet. Yep, that's Char Aznable for you. He endeared himself to a lot of people in that moment. It's one of the craziest moments, or one of the craziest headshots in all of anime, I do believe. Yeah, these ladies are they're pretty crazy about sacrifice. That's their whole thing. They will just take their martyred sisters with them into battle, their bones and stuff, but like Space Marines do that too, so it's not that weird for them to do, honestly. Exactly what I was hoping for. That kind of roughed up look on the black. That is great. What wound up being your favorite mobile suit from First Gundam, Blunt Alibi? Out of curiosity. I'm a Gian and Zaku man, personally. but there's not really a wrong answer. Or the duck. You like the gun cannon and the Doms? The Doms are very nice. Doms are very nice. Smash! Ortega! Launch the Jetstream attack! Their names are forever immortalized in my mind. Bit of black there on the red. Don't like that. Ad time? Oh, it is already, isn't it? We spent the first 15 minutes fighting over the old sister trying to fix her and did not fix her. Runs you a lot of Lelouch from Gios? Yeah, he definitely did come first. I like Gios a lot. The internet is kind of turned on Gios in a way I'm not super happy with. It used to be talked really fondly of. Now people seem to want to come back and talk about problems it has. And yeah, it's not perfect. It definitely has problems, but like nothing's perfect, you know? Let it be. Yeah, I've heard the new OVAs are not good. And I bet you're right. I bet that does have a lot to do with it. It doesn't take much to turn the internet on stuff when the new stuff coming out is not good. Like Yasuhime came out for Inuyasha, and people are turning on that pretty quick and starting to turn on old Inuyasha too. Like, man, Inuyasha was good. Not great shonen, but it's good shonen. Yeah, Cookie Yasuka. Yeah, unfortunately, season 2 is where a lot of it. Some of that stuff with Rolo is not good. Some of that stuff with Rolo is just not good. Unfortunately. Oh yeah, the ending for Kogias is top tier. Top tier. We did come back over that with the gray. I thought we did. Give it a little bit more of a brassy look. Ironically, I've mentioned before, these are my girlfriend's sisters that she's having me paint. Ironically, the fact that they carry their saint around with them in a tomb on a plinth is what made her go, hey, yeah, I want these. She loves the Triumph of St. Catherine as a model. That thing's expensive. Almost done with chapter 2 in CS3. Very nice. Yeah, that's the goal, is paint them up, make them look nice. But I have messed up on one of them already, so, you know. Oh, well. I can only do what I can do. I think even with mistakes, though, and this is a big thing for me with, like, building models, painting models, whatever you're doing, even with the mistakes you make, they're gonna look better completed, painted on the shelf than they looked in the box. Unbuilt, unpainted, you know, unfinished. So yeah, you may mess them up here or there, you may make some mistakes, but isn't it going to be better to have them finished than to have them just sitting in the box? My personal opinion on it. Let's get these legs. You might have noticed a seam line there. The best thing about contrast paint is you're not going to see that seam line anymore once this. It wells in there on its own. So you don't have to put a wash on there to be able to get that seam line covered. That seam line is my fault, by the way. I built these before anybody goes, well, it must have been his girlfriend's fault the seam lines there. No, that's on me. Once I figured out that contrast paint covers up seam lines, I kind of stopped worrying too much about seam lines. Gonna be honest. I think I move this a little bit more this way. Maybe it'll be able to see around my hands while I'm painting. That was in my face. That's okay. You don't really need to see my face. Chapter 2 of CS3, huh? And some of the really good stuff then. I'm really curious, Blunt Alibi, by the time you finish CS3, what's your opinion on New Class 7 is? I am very curious. So I like them a lot, but a lot of people on the internet don't. And I think it's probably because they're used to old Class 7 and they don't like there being a new Class 7 at all, you know? Things we Gundam fans don't talk about. What is a Gundam and Twilight Axis? Yeah, that's very true. What constitutes a Gundam? About that. Yeah, we don't talk about Twilight. On the plus side, Twilight Axis will be really quick to watch through with Rundgren. It's the only good thing about Twilight Axis. There's not a lot of it. This is really difficult to get into here. The legs. Growing on New Class 7 slowly. There's so many other kids. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's a busy game. There's a lot of events happening all at the same time. The what is a Gundam discourse has been going around again too because of Witch from Mercury. That's a fun conversation. Not. It's never a fun conversation. People always get mad. We can all agree that Azaku's not a Gundam, right? Well, yeah, of course we can. But what about this, or what about that? Gundam was in our hearts all along? Yeah. Save it from the pain of Twilight Axis. I mean, you know. He's gonna watch Gundam. He needs to watch the bad stuff too, so he knows. I have no idea what that is yet. I don't blame you. I'm pretty sure this canister is supposed to be black, but I'm not positive. I feel like before we paint it, I should look it up. So we're gonna do a quick fact check on this and on this gun. Sisters of Battle Quad. Alright, the box comes with, and they're already in Armored Lady's colors for the box. It hurts. Plan which is slowly falling apart. Try to finish early, you see, before end of the year. Playing trails alongside watching Gundam's not good for your sleep habits. I understand that for sure. Alright, let's see here. You pull up the picture. I don't want to go to a shopping website. I want to look at the picture. No, I just want the picture, man. Okay. Can't see the barrel. see the sisters and they look great, but I can't see the barrel from this angle. Let me... You may say, Trey, you didn't care about this as much for the other ones. Yeah, that's because the other ones were mine. Let's figure out what this looks like. If I put in painted, then surely I can find images of somebody having painted them, right? It looks like most people did not do it in black and instead did the barrel itself in the Silicanum gray. That is probably what we're going to do here. I'm going to real quick put Sisters of Battle Gunner painted and see what we get. Yeah, seems like most people went gray, so that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go gray. I do have a method to strip paint back off now, so if it ends up not looking good, we're gonna get the gray in that. We're gonna quick. What's a Gundam? Setsuna. That's very true. I am Gundam. Now, let's break out that gray. We actually have a lot of stuff to paint gray. And we're going to need our Nazarick yellow as well. Gold. Brush is still pretty wet. Oh, I can get like I hit the camera again. I cannot understate for you how hard it is to move right now. There's so much in front of me. That is me right now, Blunt Alibi, with the trying to balance everything, but with Game of the Year. I finally beat Pokemon, and I'm almost done with Sonic, and then I have like 6 games left to beat before the end of December. Ernie Jabberoo on PS2 emulator. Yeah. That's very true. That is very true. I love Journey to Jabberoo, but that game is tough to play. Brush is still pretty wet. Is okay. I don't want it to be that wet. I want it to flow, but I don't want it to soak too. Yeah. It's weird in a lot of ways, but it's the most fun I've had with a Pokemon game in a long time. So that, yeah. It's got a lot of weird choices. But it's really fun to play, and I had a blast with it. And that's kind of all that matters to me. But it definitely is technically not the best Pokemon game by far. Really buggy. I think it's probably the most fun I've had with a Pokemon game in a long time. But it's very buggy. Bring back Dynasty Wars Gundam? They should. Dynasty Wars Gundam was incredible. It's also like really difficult to talk Pokemon with people because people are mad for all kinds of different reasons. And some people are going like, hey, let's talk about it because I think it should be better. And other people are going, hey, let's talk about it because I think you're stupid for buying it. It's like, well, those are two very different stances to have. One of them I'm going to absolutely engage with you on, and we're going to have a great discussion. One of them I don't know that I'm going to want to talk to you about because I enjoyed the game, you know? It's, Pokemon, as usual, is very controversial. Pokemon lore, the manga is great. Pokemon Adventures is so good. Anybody who's like, Trey, you're taking so long on this gun. Yes, I am. This is the gunner. This gun is going to look sick. I'm going to do everything I need to make sure this gun looks sick. Barely played the games. I understand. I love monster collecting games. Like, I'm predisposed to have fun as long as the gameplay is good anyway. But I think the story is also the best Pokemon has had in a long time. My rifle, and this is my gun. Yeah, this is that kind of soldier. It's gonna look good. Pretty solid. I'm gonna come back over the ends down here with gold. I do believe what it looked like most people were doing from the images I pulled up earlier. I had originally planned on coming across it in blue, making it plasma, but this is not plasma, so that would have been a huge mistake. Alright, let's start working on... I want it to have kind of a brassy look. Progress on CS3 is GVO playing Warzone 2? Yeah, I understand. I understand. I did not pick this one up because I knew I would not have time to play it. I guess Warzone's free, isn't it? I could download Warzone. When would I have time? Goaties are taking over my life right now. I've been pulling a bunch of all-nighters trying to finish games in time. My sleep schedule is so borked right now. It's kind of great, though, because it means I'm just awake. That, I think, will look really nice once it's dried. One COD game that looking encourages teamwork because you can squad up with the enemy squads. I've heard that. I've heard that that's like a huge thing you can do there. It sounds really cool. I'm getting that. 6.5 hours is enough. That's a good amount of hours, I think. I have some family members that watch the streams, so I'm not gonna say what my sleep schedule has been, how many hours I've been getting. I don't want to be in trouble. But I put 30 hours into Pokemon over the weekend, so, you know. And I'm now 20 hours into Sonic over the weekend. Yeah, I'll let people do the math for themselves. This is like, people always tell me, "Hey Trey, why do you do this every year? Why do you crunch like this every year?" It's actually like low-key kind of fun for me. Who needs sleep? Well, we all do. It's very important. But I kind of enjoy the crunch time because it's like a challenge, right? Can I finish these games in this time? Can I do this? Which only unfortunately makes it like worse when I can't. Because every year I wind up not finishing all of them. Mortal form unfortunately does demand it now and then. Alright, I think we've pretty much got the gray. Pretty happy with the gray here. I think we're going to come back over it with the gold now. And we're going to leave the... Oh no, there's one more spot for gray. I forgot. We got to get the mask. And then we're going to leave the white for when I get my new non-apothecary white. Because this is set this whole time. And that white is not any more white. It is still very gray. Ah, I didn't mean to hit the cameras. Oh, look at that. That took some skill. There's the Trails music telling me. Most time. I think we're definitely getting faster, though. We spent 15 minutes just on that first sister trying to fix her. And we're almost done with this one now. We're not going to be able to finish her because of the white. But that's okay. I think we're going to leave those parts unpainted for now until I get that new one, and we might just come back and do all of them. We have a couple things here. We need gold, and we got to be careful here. I want to make this wire here coming to the Meltagun gold. Very cautious here. Don't want gold streaks and everything else. I think it will make this look really nice. And that little bit of gray that's in there already, painting the other will really just make that look grimy. A way that I'm really happy with. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. I like that a lot. Okay. Next up, see a spot we missed with. That's okay. We can come back and get that. Thank you. Thank you. Next up, we're going to get these little bulbs here. Makes those pop a little bit. I do too. I think the coat looks really nice. We do have some touch-up work we'll have to do once it's all done. But same gold brassish color here. The lines. Go. Just pop a little more. We need to get the lines on the back too. That bled in a little bit there, but that's okay. Doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to stand out. I think we're gonna come back with the gray and fill in those little details right there. Really make that pop. And the last bit we need to do with the gold here, the Nazarick yellow, is the chest piece. Okay, very, very carefully, we got a little bit of touch-up do there with black that I forgot to do before. And then we'll do some touch-up gray, and then we'll be done with her. He turned out a lot better than the other one, in my opinion. Just because her head doesn't look terrible. We will need to come in with some... We could probably do that now with some Guilliman flesh to get her face. There it is, Guilliman flesh. We'll go ahead and grab that under the edge of the hair. This is kind of a special paint because it's a lot more wet. And we have to get it a little bit more dry. But it's really going to pop. The areas under the hair there. It is. It's a little wet. Yeah. Wet. Kind of just soaks in. Go. Different colors you can mix and it seems seamless. That's what I love about this, man. That's why I like doing it so much. I don't think I'm very good at it yet, right? I'm definitely getting better as we go. I can tell the ways that I'm improving. But I love the way that each color kind of flows into the next one and you just work together to make it all stand out, you know? One thing I didn't think about were her eyes. We'll need to do her eyes in a second. That's kind of important. Doesn't hurt if a little bit of this gray washes into some of that gold, because again, it just gives it more of that brassy look, you know? Look a little bit more weathered. Go. Down to those bulbs that we painted there. Perfect. Then we're just going to finish up the black there, and then we got to figure out what we're doing for her eyes. I'll probably pull up the reference image again there to make sure. Okay. I've also noticed from watching a bunch of painting videos, one thing that a lot of painters do for minis is they'll test the brush on their hand when they're pretty sure they've got it all done. And it's like a little memory thing of like, you learn, they say, how much you need to take off before the model is clear of whatever color was on the brush by getting it on your own hand. You teach yourself naturally how much, which I think is kind of cool. Wax on, wax out. Yeah, sort of, right? It gives you the muscle memory. So we test it. Not enough black on there. But it kind of has been working. I don't know if you notice how many times I've done it this stream and there's been no paint on my hand. I'm starting to get it, you know? All right, we need to check our reference picture. Picture is not wanting to them up. Oh, come on. Come on. All right, well, try this then. Don't look at how terribly I spelled everything. Not working. All right, I'm about to make a decision. Self. Okay, they went with like way more focused, like white and then black for the pupil. I think we're gonna do a little bit of gray and just do like a dab, just the smallest amount here. I think I actually still have some gray palette here. Oh, I wish I had a smaller brush. I need a smaller brush. Here we go. You can just barely make out some gray under the edge of that hair. That is exactly what I was going for. While we have this gray on here, though, let's touch up. Yeah, that's hair. That's not a helmet. Yeah, it'll be a lot more noticeable once it's actually painted, but it doesn't look bad unpainted, to be honest. All right, I think she's pretty much done for now. We can't really do much more till we get the white. So let me bring our two sisters up here for everybody to see, and then we'll call it. All right. All right, so we have the first one. Her eyes are not good, but everything else is okay. And then the white is not great. But, you know, we'll get there. We're going to turn the autofocus back on for now. Otherwise, she looks all right. There's some chip paint spots there. And again, the gray is not... Her face is not very good. But then we have this one that I think actually looks really nice. Maybe could have put a little bit more gold or gray on the gun, but we'll do some touch up here or there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you both. I'm really happy with how that one turned out. So, set them up there with everything else up there, including my Loctite. And that toothbrush is not, I don't have a toothbrush at my desk just to clean my teeth. A toothbrush is to scrub off paint. And next week, 2 weeks from now, I think we'll do this one here with a little bird carrying scripture. But next week, let me get all my Tyranids off the top of this box first. Next Friday, we're going to be finishing up our Heavy Arms custom. And of course, we'll be back Monday with the usual MMO Mondays, having a good time there. We'll be back Tuesday with the regular podcast. Wednesday, Rundgren will have another assignment. We vote on those every Tuesday night. Then we have, of course, Thursday D&D podcast. And next Friday, I'll be working on the Heavy Arms. 2 weeks from now, we'll keep working on these sisters. Hopefully, we can get them done. I'm getting faster, so hopefully I can finish them in a quicker time. But thanks again, everybody, for coming out. Appreciate everybody. And yeah, have a good evening. Have a good rest of your holiday weekend if you're taking one. And with all that said, I've been Trey. This has been the Full Spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum. Painting minis.